Nice to have you with us. Don Gubbins with you tonight with my broadcast partner, the LSU Tiger former. Great. Celeste Gearing, and Celeste, always fun when the Bulldogs invade Stockton. Got a buzz in the arena. The first place Bulldogs, always fun to watch. They had a terrific matchup 3 weeks ago. Should be a fun one tonight.
It should definitely be fun. Gonzaga's got to keep going from downtown. Don, last time against Pacific, they had 9 3-pointers, and of course they lead 3-point shooting in the conference. And the Tigers have to get it done on D. Last game against LMU, they held them to 14% from the field in the second half.
Yeah, the Tigers played great D in the win a week ago tonight down in Los Angeles, holding LMU to, about 14, 15 points in that second half. But Gonzaga brings in terrific offense, number 2 in the conference this year scoring. They're down a little bit from last year, but Yvonne Ejim, the best player in the conference, one of the best players nationwide, she's going to be fun to watch here tonight.
Yeah, Don, she has 71 games straight in double figures. Just amazing.
Yeah, the Canadian national player, 21 points a game this year. Her scoring's way up. Also the leading rebounder for Gonzaga, just inside of 9 rebounds a game. Bradley Davis, a 10th-year head coach for Pacific, and Lisa Fortier in her 11th year with the Gonzaga program. The starting lineups will feature Esther Little for Gonzaga, Taylor Dalton, Claire O'Connor, Yvonne Ejim, and who am I missing? Oh, the great Allie Turner, the young freshman from St. Louis. Terrific shooter as Gonzaga will win the tip. The Tigers start Marina Radoshai, Liz Smith, Anaya James, Liz Elliott, and Sydney Ward. Here's a reverse layup missed by Ejim as it goes in and out there. Tigers catch a break, and up they come. We're underway from Stockton. Nice to have you with us along ESPN Plus for West Coast Conference women's basketball action. The first place Bulldogs, the 7th place Pacific Tigers. Pacific 13-15 on the year, 9-9 in conference. Gonzaga 20 wins, 9 losses, 15-3 in conference. Elliott guarded well by Ejim. Forces up a shot as the shot clock goes off. Can't get it to go. Good defense there by Gonzaga. Stagnant a little bit offensively on the Tigers' first possession.
Yeah, Elliott could have pivoted there and just gone up stronger.
There's the southpaw, Claire O'Connor. She's a sophomore out of Bellevue, Washington. 44% this year from beyond the stripe. Not a volume shooter, but got the friendly roll there. And the Bulldogs on top first. Errant pass by Smith way out on the perimeter. Turnover Tigers. Well, you can't let Ejim get that position. She was 2 feet from the basket.
Yeah, she's going to score that every single time.
Now the all-time leading scorer in Gonzaga women's basketball history, Yvonne Ejim. Over 2,000 points, over 1,000 career rebounds, the all-time leading rebounder as well. She's done it all in her 5th year with Gonzaga. That is Anaya James for Pacific. Beautiful runner, soft floater for Anaya, the 5'9" senior. Anaya scoring 12.5 points a game as Gonzaga turns the ball over. And it's a 5-2 early lead here for the Bulldogs. Liz Smith leads the Tigers in scoring this year, 14.5 points a game. She's been nothing short of sensational, hasn't she, Celeste, in her graduate year?
She really has been. You know, against LMU last game, she had 17 points and 5 rebounds. Played well.
Here's Elliott, just a little hesitation. Ejim is so quick on both ends of the floor, and I think that's bothering Elliott a little bit in the early going. Ward, good hustle to save that, and then is tied up. Great hustle by Ejim and Sydney Ward both. It'll be Pacific with the arrow, so they'll have it 27 seconds on the shot clock here. Benny Luna, the lead official tonight, the crew chief. He is assisted by Kathleen Cassidy and Joseph Barcelos. Those are the officials tonight. Tigers averaging 65 points a game this year. Gonzaga at 68.4 points a game. We mentioned number 2 in conference with that 68.4. Terrific three-point shooting team again this year are the Bulldogs. James off the back iron, won't go. Tough floater there in traffic.
Yeah, we can see Esther Little and Taylor Dalton trying to force both Anaya James and Liz Smith to the left. taking away their dominant hands.
Sure. O'Connor misfires, but the rebound deflects over to Little, so Gonzaga has another look at it here, and then Liz Smith kicks the ball on the pass attempt. Baseline out of bounds. 20-second shot clock reset. Allie Turner, the terrific freshman from St. Louis, going to get a look at a three. Can't let her have that shot. She'll hit it every time, and she does there. You cannot lose her tonight. You
cannot. She has had a real impact this year. She leads all freshmen in made three-pointers with 85.
85 now, the all-time record at Gonzaga for freshmen. She continues to build on that number. She's one of the best in the country, let alone being a freshman, as far as the three-point shot goes. Gonzaga shooting 36.5%, Celeste, from beyond the arc this year. Number one in the West Coast Conference with that number. They're 17th nationally as you get a look here on the Anaya James jumper from a couple of moments ago. Good give to Elliott, who finds the glass and banks it in. Good pick and roll there.
Yeah, nice strong move by Elliott, taking it to the board.
Three terrific seniors for Pacific. Anaya James, Liz Elliott, and then Liz Smith actually in her graduate year, working on her master's in communications. Little with a beautiful move, but can't finish. How about that move inside?
That was a little power play there.
Wow. Radashai had it poked away. Ward didn't want the three, instead penetrates and gets bumped on the shot attempt. Gets bailed out there. She's going to get a couple of tosses at the free throw line. Taylor Dalton picks up the personal foul. First personal, first team foul. Mott Hybens will check in for the first time, as well as Bree Salenbein. Hybens, a 6'3" graduate student from the Netherlands. Salenbein, the 6'2" redshirt junior from Adrian, Michigan. Just got into the rotation after being out for the past year with yet another knee injury, Salenbein. So Gonzaga fortunate to get her back in time for the late season here, Celeste, going into the tournament. She's a terrific player, highly recruited player out of Michigan.
Yeah, she's had 2 times she scored 14 points in her career, one of those against Pacific.
Double-double last game. Ward misses both free throws. She was 79% entering play tonight and missed them both. 8-5 Gonzaga lead. Good defense by Pacific here in the half court. Eacham's going to fire from the elbow and drain it. That's the thing that really makes her special, isn't it, Celeste? She has the ability to step out and hit that mid-range.
Right, she's always in triple threat when she does. You know, she can make a move off of that pass. She can do, one of many things.
Ejim shooting 53% from the floor this year. Gets a lot of her points around the basket, but she'll step out and hit that mid-range. And James misfires for the Tigers. One of the struggles and the disappointments this year for Coach Bradley Davis and his Tigers is just the shooting numbers. 41% from the field on the year, but only 28.5% from beyond the arc this year. Celeste, big reason why the Tigers have struggled more than they've been successful at times.
Yeah, and Anaya James has been shooting less than 30% the last 3 games. So they've really struggled on, offense and in those 3-pointers.
Not to mention the turnover number, which bugged the Tigers a lot of certainly their early going, and midway they kind of corrected it, but 18 turnovers a game for Pacific has not helped the cause. They've somehow managed to hang in there at the 500 mark in conference, now at 9-9 as Ejim posts up low. And again, you can't let her get that low on the block. Somehow, some way, you got to body her out of there. First team foul on the Tigers. It's on Sydney Ward. Ejim does everything well, 80% at the free throw line this year as well.
We'll see if the Pacific maybe will double down on her.
Well, they didn't double her much in the first matchup on February 1st up in Spokane. And she went off on the Tigers and had a big ball game up there, as did Allie Turner. Ejim had 23, Turner had 22 in the win, 4-point win on February 1st in Spokane. Smith trying to avoid some good defense out there by Ines Betancourt. Soft floater won't go. Good D by the Spaniard, Betancourt. Actually, she's from Portugal. My apologies. Now she's going to pull up and over and off. Offensive rebound. Put back is good. That's Maud Hybens. 7.3 rebounds. She's number 2 on the squad in rebounds. Gonzaga, the number 1 rebounding team in conference again this year.
She is playing tremendous D on Liz Elliott, really stopping down that passing lane.
Radashai lets the Gonzaga Bulldog go all the way around her. Salenbein with a beautiful move there, reverse layup. And just bad defense there by Pacific. We're going to get timeout on the floor officially. We're inside the 5-minute mark. It's the media break. 4:06 remains, opening quarter. Gonzaga with a terrific start in this basketball game, up by 11 on ESPN+. Welcome back inside the Alex G. Spano Center. We're on the campus at the University of the Pacific tonight. Nice to have you with us on ESPN+. Don Gubbins with Celeste Gehring. The Tigers have possession of the basketball, and Celeste, Gonzaga leads this series all time 23-5. They've won 18 straight over the Tigers. They're off to a good start here tonight.
Boy, they are. And, you know, they had their 14th game winning streak snapped on Saturday by USF, and they are coming out to prove that they are the real deal and they want to win.
Tigers come off a win. The Zags coming off a loss. That's not often you hear that. And that's Daria Nesterov who checked in off of the timeout. The little 5'4" Serbian product can drain it from deep, and sure enough, she fires it in just before the shot clock goes off. How about that?
Yeah, it's nice to see from her. You know, in the first matchup with Gonzaga, she was scoreless, so just getting the bucket in early.
Wow, big break for Pacific. That makes it a 16-8 ball game. Little lean in by Betancourt, won't go. Another offensive rebound. Salenbein step back, got it. Only 28% from beyond the arc for her in her limited time playing. I mentioned she's just back from a year-long knee injury on that right leg. There's a holding foul on Betancourt down low. Benny Luna with the call. Easy one there as Tigers had a post up over the top. Second team foul on Gonzaga. Gonzaga 7 of 11, Celeste, from the floor. That includes 3 of 5 from beyond the arc here in the early going.
And, of course, 6 of those points coming from Ejim, working on the low post.
Back up by double figures are the Bulldogs. Nesterov out there with Sydney Ward, Liz Smith, Anaya James, and Jamie Kent for the Tigers. Kent in her sophomore year from Dublin, California, over in the Bay Area. Nesterov forces Salenbein to turn her back and then picks her pocket and scores inside. How about that defense?
How about that defense? That was great.
Wow, Nesterov making her presence felt immediately. Hits a long three at the expiration of the shot clock and then picks the pocket of Salenbein and scores off the turnover. Ball knocked loose. It's on the floor. Liz Smith's going to come out of the pack. Here come the Tigers, 2-on-2 developing. Smith's going to take it all the way to the rack and is hammered, but ball goes out of bounds. Kathleen Cassidy having trouble keeping up with the afterburners of Liz Smith there. I don't think she saw that contact. I'm sure if we'll have a view of this, but anyway, the Tigers have possession out of bounds. Looked like she got hammered going to the rack there as she split the 2 defenders and took it aggressively to the rack.
And she always does a great job of just sending it to the rack every single time and trying to draw that foul.
Had the afterburners of her daddy, Kevin Smith, on that play, didn't she?
She did.
It's an offensive foul on the Tigers. Nia Lowry's checked in for Pacific. The sophomore from Sacramento picks up the personal foul there. Second team foul on the Tigers. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Opening quarter from Northern California tonight. Esther Little at the free throw line. They dare her to shoot. She doesn't shoot a lot. What do we got here? 3-second violation on Yvonne Ejim. That's one way to keep her out of the paint, Celeste.
Yeah, Radachai was doing a good job on her, really working down low.
Smith cut off. Nesteroff working against, looks like a 2-3 loose zone here. Matchup man pressure. To the rack goes Jamie Kent. Probably the most improved Tiger this year, Celeste. Jamie Kent averaging 3.5 points a game, but last year she didn't even play. And this year getting some nice minutes.
Yeah, she's really been a key role player in on this team.
Dalton along the baseline. Ball poked out of bounds. 13 seconds on the clock to get a shot off here along baseline right of the basket. Allie Turner, only one shot attempt here in the first quarter. She drained that three in the right corner. Ejim, step back, got it. 12-footer in the paint. Boy, she creates space with a little shove. Gets away with that subtle little shove, didn't she, there to create the space?
Yeah, I was just going to say, she does a beautiful job of creating that space to get that shot off.
Ejim with 8 points in the opening quarter of the 21 for the Bulldogs. Radachai has a look at a three. That is a high arcer, way too strong. Ball deflects off of Jamie Kent, out of bounds. It'll be Gonzaga basketball. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Little will come out. That'll get Maud Hybens back in for Gonzaga. Hybens a good size, isn't she? 6'3". She's from the Netherlands. Transfer from Syracuse a few years ago. 9.5 points a game for her. I mentioned 7.3 rebounds a contest. Shot clock off. It was 29.9 officially, so the shot clock off. So Gonzaga can use it all here. Get a shot off. Kayla Dalton, the ex-St. Mary Gale, to the rack. Too strong. Kent with a rebound, and the outlet pass will go to Nesteroff. She fires from midcourt. It'll be short. And we have completed 10 minutes of action tonight from Stockton. Nice to have you with us. Gonzaga with a nice 21-12 run here in the opening quarter. They lead by 9 on ESPN+. Second quarter about to start underway here as the Tigers trailed by 9 and Celeste. Gonzaga 21 points. They had Ejim with 8 and Allie Turner had 3, so 11 points, half of the points between their two stars that had a great first game against the Tigers as well.
Yeah, they're coming out so aggressive and shooting very well.
Turnover out of the gate by Gonzaga, very uncharacteristic. Kent with a running flip underhanded scoop shot on a 1-on-2. Probably an ill-advised shot.
Not much. She should have brought it back out.
Yeah, for sure. From behind, Radachai, who really takes a hack at that ball. She's going to have to really work on that, because even if she doesn't commit a foul per se, it's just the aggressive nature of that swipe, especially from behind when you're out of position. That's going to draw a whistle every time.
Right. She needs to move her feet to be able to cut off the defensive player.
Marina Radachai for Pacific, 6'3" sophomore. She hails from Richmond, Canada, but originally from Bosnia. Gonzaga shoots 8 of 15 in that first quarter, so that's 53%. 3 of 5 from downtown. Just terrific shooting. The Tigers, meanwhile, only 5 of 14 in the first quarter, 35.7%, and 1 of 3 from downtown.
You know, we haven't seen Liz Smith yet make a bucket.
Yeah, Liz has been quiet offensively to this point. Nia Lowry leans in, air balls, offensive putback. Jamie Kent off the weak side, nicely done.
Yeah, the replay right there, seeing Jamie Kent go back up strong.
The Tigers have Nesteroff out there with Kent, James, Radachai, and Liz Smith. For Gonzaga, Taylor Dalton, Allie Turner, Maud Hybens, Claire O'Connor, and then Yvonne Esham. Shot out on the perimeter, missed, and what are they gonna call? Off of the Tigers here. Kathleen Cassidy with the call, much to the displeasure of 10th year head coach Bradley Davis, who came flying down the sideline toward her. Turner will inbound it, the freshman. Seems to inbound most of their out of bounds plays. Claire O'Connor drills another three. It's her second one of the ball game. And just like that, Gonzaga back up by 11 here.
And Connor, she's probably one of their most improved players. She's averaged over 8 points this year. And last season, she played about 6 minutes a game, so playing much better this year.
Radoshai makes an awkward step around and then gets called for an offensive foul. She tried to step around the Gonzaga defender, Esther Little, who's a terrific defensive player, 6'2" senior from Ipswich, England. But Radoshai drew the contact in the personal foul, so she'll check out. Is that the third team foul already on the Tigers?
Right. Wow.
Here in the quarter?
Early.
Minute and a half in. Ejim, 16-footer, got it. Yvonne Ejim continues to build on her all-time record at Gonzaga with that jumper. Now she's in double figures, the first one to reach double figures offensively, 10 points in the ball game. Liz Elliott, who got a long rest there, back in, and she's fouled in the paint. It'll be baseline out of bounds for the Tigers. Elliott at 14 points a game. She is the number one field goal percent shooter in the conference at 57%. But the Tigers having a hard time getting the ball down to her and her executing against the all-WCC first-teamer Yvonne Esham. James has one spin out. Turner penetrates, kick out. Esham step out on the right angle. Can't get it to go. A nice battle there from James to knock that away. Tigers have it. Smith in transition. Can't get the three to go. That one rimmed out. And Gonzaga basketball. Down low to Ejim. Good weak side help by Nesterov. High lob way up top. That is the definition of a high-low entry pass right there, isn't it?
Yes. We always talk about how fast Nesterov is. She is just lightning quick.
She is a pesky one. She's going to be a good player here for the Tigers in the next few years.
Absolutely.
Only a freshman. Claire O'Connor, she's starting to hurt the Tigers. That's 8 points now for O'Connor. Nesterov with a ill-advised pass that Gonzaga steals. They're looking to push the pace. 7:10 to go, second quarter. Looking to build on a 15-point lead, their largest of the ball game to this point. Good fluidity on their offensive movement, isn't it?
It is. I was just going to comment on how great their ball movement is. Just zipping those passes around the horn.
They barely touch it, and it's off to somebody else. And here's Dalton. She found a nice seam along the right angle and got all the way to the rack for an easy one. Taylor Dalton. And that'll lead us to the media timeout. 6:51 remains in the second quarter from Stockton. It's all Gonzaga here. 17-point lead on ESPN+. The Gonzaga Bulldogs on a 10-2 run here in the second quarter through the first 3 minutes, 9 seconds. Tigers deficit of 17 now. Gonzaga continues to shoot the ball well, 57% from the floor and from the three-point line. Anaya James glides in for two. Beautiful athleticism by Anaya there, Celeste.
She makes every shot look easy. If she's off balance, Dawn, doesn't matter. She just makes it look easy.
We've been spoiled watching her for 4 years.
We have.
Started in her freshman year here. She's going to be honored Saturday with the other two seniors. But Anaya's just a terrific kid. It's a violation on Gonzaga. Ball back to Pacific. Anaya, just a consummate teammate. Hard worker, very quiet, never causes any problems. does whatever you need her to do. She's very talented both ends of the floor. And there's the backside. Right on cue there, Celeste. How about that shot?
You couldn't have teed her up any better.
Wow. Off balance, lean in, straight away, off the window. Anaya has 5 points in the ball game. The Tigers within 13 here. Salenbein, step back, mid-range, off the right elbow, drains it. Gonzaga just cannot miss. Getting good looks here.
Yeah, nice job by Salenbein just squaring up to the basket and letting it rip.
7 points. 6 different scores for Gonzaga so far tonight. Nesterov had a wide open three in the right corner, but misfires, and up come the Bulldogs after grabbing the rebound. They're up 16-7 on the rebounding numbers to this point. Inside, Salenbein misses off a tough angle and then goes down with some contact. Ball taken by Anaya James.
Ward may have gotten a hand on that one.
Good pass by Nesterov. That is Nia Lowry, but the Tigers cannot make her pay. And we're going to get a foul away from the basket. And then Sydney Ward went flying near mid-quarter. She was tripped up by one of the Bulldogs inadvertently.
They called on Esther Little going over the back of Liz Elliott.
All right, so Esther Little picks up her first personal foul. That is the second team foul on Gonzaga. You see what happened with Ward? Okay, so her and Salenbein had a reaction, a little collision there. Good work by our crew inside the arena, led by the terrific former Gridiron great, Mr. Michael January, and his fine staff. We always appreciate their hard work in the arena, bringing you the nice pictures, and this one goes along.
Great crew.
Tigers with a 2-2-1 full court pressure, but Gonzaga ready to handle that, as you would expect from a Lisa Fortier coached squad.
Yeah, the key to breaking those full court presses is just those passes, which Gonzaga is so great at.
284 career wins in the West Coast Conference for Lisa Fortier. How about that?
Wow.
Ejim, 11 and 12 points with that jump shot. 35-18, back up by 17 are the Bulldogs. Yeah, Fortier, 284 wins, 72 losses in her 11 years. She is 7th winning percentage in the NCAA Division I. Third place all time in the West Coast Conference in career wins. Ejim follows that one up and puts it in, and now a foul on the Tigers. It's going to be an and one for Yvonne Ejim. Jamie Kent with a personal foul. First personal. Fourth team foul on the Tigers, but the and one will put Ejim, who's got 14 points. She's going to have her average by halftime here, Celeste.
Yes, she is.
Must be nice. What a luxury to go into every game in the West Coast Conference knowing you have Yvonne Ejim as your starting forward.
Yeah, she just is so powerful. She's fast. She's a great shooter. She plays defense extremely hard. She gives it her all every time she's out on the court.
Yeah, it's a good way to start a program. As they did continue a program for her case 4 years ago, 5 years ago. 20-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Tigers just having trouble working against this Gonzaga defense here this evening. James' shot was partially blocked, and now Benny Luna has a foul on Gonzaga. That'll be the third team foul, and it's going to go on Claire O'Connor.
Tigers are used to playing that high-low game, and Gonzaga's really shutting it down with that zone. So Tigers need to move that ball to the left wing, back up to the top, kind of move it around the horn a little bit more, get an open shot.
Lowry pull up along the baseline and got it. Nia Lowry nicely done there. Nia averaging 4 points a game, a couple of rebounds coming off the bench for Pacific. Mentioned she's in her sophomore year this year, the music major.
That was just a nice shot right there in the corner.
Tough shot along the baseline. Got no backboard to work with there, but Nia knocks it down. 18-point deficit. Tigers looking to cut further into that. Nice dump off pass from Kent. Now here's Sydney Ward. Not a big three-point shooter, but she misfires there. Sydney, a terrific defensive player this year, but she can score it. Just a little too strong on that three-point attempt. Sydney Ward crashes into one of the Gonzaga Bulldogs, bowls over Sydney Ward. They're going to call a foul on Ward, I think, here. She got there late, apparently. Sydney doing an inventory, make sure all of her body parts are there. Well, she's a biology major, so she can do a quick inventory. Now she's got to come out and further check that inventory of body parts. She got bowled over pretty good. Unfortunately, it was a blocking foul. So Betancourt at the line, 71%er this year. Gonzaga, 72.6% at the charity stripe as a team. Kind of an average number. Both of them by Betancourt. Inesh is playing 23 minutes a game on average for the Bulldogs coming off the bench. 6 points a game, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. Done a nice job in her junior year now. UConn transfer a couple of years ago. Tigers still cannot get one to fall from outside. Salenbein and Smith. Good battle there, but Salenbein gets the ball into the half court. 17 seconds on the shot clock as the Tigers force an out-of-bounds deflection. So Liz Elliott back in the ballgame, and Celeste Elliott has not gotten going in this one. Only 2 points on 1 of 3 from the floor.
Yeah, she's had a really hard time with this defense. They've really shut her down in the passing lanes, being in front of her, and that double defense on the end when she turns around is really hurting her.
Good rebound by James inside. Tigers looking to push as Smith jukes the defender. Now a dangerous pass to Nia Lowry, who does a nice job just to save it. 2:20 to go, second quarter. Lauren Glazer's checked in for the first time tonight for Pacific. Smith got all the way to the rack and then lost possession of the ball. It trickles out for a Glazer 18-footer off the left angle that's too strong.
It's nice to see Glazer out of there. She's, fallen out of the rotations. She's appeared in only 4 games, playing about combined 7 minutes in the month of February.
Another foul on the Tigers down low. Lauren, 6'4", junior from North Bend, Washington for Pacific, transferred from Washington State after her freshman years. She got hurt or was sick, or she was battling an injury in January, and like you say, Celeste, she's just been struggling to get some minutes really the last couple of months since then, huh?
Yeah. It's hard to come back from that sometimes, just mentally and just physically getting your stamina back.
Hybens with a couple of free throws. He's got 5 points in the ball game. 15 for Ejim, leading the way for Gonzaga. Good balance scoring though tonight. O'Connor's got 8. Salenbein has 7. Again, the Tigers can't get the ball down to Elliott. A good Gonzaga defense not helping, but that was just an errant pass there. Silly turnover. Number 5 of the ball game on Pacific. Gonzaga has 7 turnovers in this one to this point. Lowry steps into passing and has the steal in front of Dalton. 1-on-4. She'll slow it down. That's a good, smart move. Tigers get a pick and roll with Elliott, but can't get the ball down to her. Now Anaya's looking, forces an entry pass, and that just wasn't there. A double team on Elliott, and yeah, James tried to find her down low.
Right. Tigers could also swing it around the other way, have Elliott cut back to the weak side, right, and hit her as she's coming across the key. Because Ejim's just shutting her down in that passing lane every time.
14 seconds on the shot clock. James lobs it into Elliott, tries to free up, and then is fouled on a scoop attempt. And Yvonne Ejim's going to get whistled here, I believe. Actually, it's going to go on Allie Turner. Reached in there trying to steal it. First personal, Celeste. First on Turner.
Smart play by Elliott drawing in that foul.
Elliott, 65% free throw shooter this year. She has shot the second most free throws on this squad. Liz Smith with 130 attempts at the free throw line this year is leading the Tigers at the charity stripe. Both free throws good. Elliott's got 4 points in the ball game. Tigers down by 20 points. It's been all Gonzaga here in this first half from Stockton. Player-to-player defense on this half-court possession. Ejim open from the three-point line, drains it. She says this game is so easy, I'll just take a step-back three and drain it.
Yeah, she just has that beautiful shot. Makes it look easy.
18 points for Yvonne Ejim. Well, you take those 18 points away, we got a 5-point ball game. It's a lot more competitive. Elliott, good stutter step off the window and scoring. Good move against Esther Little down low by Liz Elliott.
Yeah, great strong move there by Elliott.
Shot clock off, 15 seconds remain in the quarter. Gonzaga up by 21. Glazier really guarding Ejim here, and then Liz Smith blocks Allie Turner's three-point shot out of bounds. Great defense by Liz Smith. She anticipated that well, didn't she, Celeste?
She really did. Getting her hand up there, taking that hop.
2.4. Traveled. Good call. Little got the ball top of the circle, traveled before she put the ball down. So 1.2 seconds left. The Tigers just inbounded and let it run out. And we have completed 2 quarters of action tonight from inside the Spano Center in Stockton at the campus at the University of the Pacific. West Coast Conference leading Gonzaga Bulldogs 45. The Pacific Tigers 24. We'll take the halftime break. When we come back, go through the numbers with you and a look around the conference tonight for a couple of important games without question after this short timeout on ESPN+. Don Gubbins with Celeste Gearing tonight at intermission. The Gonzaga Bulldogs have played a perfect first half. They lead over the Pacific Tigers 45-24. Gonzaga with a 21-12 opening quarter run over the Pacific. And then they stretched that in the second quarter to a 24-12 second quarter, and it's 45-24 as a result here at intermission. And Celeste, Gonzaga with 53% shooting in that first half, 16 of 30. They pretty much got any shot they wanted against the Tigers defense.
Yes, and they couldn't run their playbook any better. Moving that ball, getting those open shots, and hitting them.
Yeah, and then if 16 of 30 wasn't good enough, 5 of 11 from beyond the arc. The Bulldogs shot 45.5%. And then the Pacific, on the other hand, only 10 of 30 from the floor in that first half. So they matched Gonzaga in field goal attempts, but only converted 10 field goals. So they're minus 12 are the Tigers in field goal points in that first half, and only 1 of 9 from the three-point line as well. So Pacific very cold here in the first half on the home floor.
Yeah, and a lot of that is rushed points, right, Don? Rush shooting. Gonzaga's playing hard defense, making them go to their left, their non-dominant hands, and they're just trying to shoot up a quick, easy shot, and it's not going in.
Yvonne Ejim has been terrific tonight. 18 points to lead the way for both squads. Ejim was 7 of 9 in the first half from the floor. She was also 1 of 1 from the three-point line and then hit all 3 of her free throws. How good is Yvonne Ejim?
She just is incredible. You know, she is like, you just look at her stats and she just is an amazing player to watch. She's so inspiring because she is such a smart player on the She always has that triple threat position, knows when she's going to shoot that shot, knows when she should pass it off, and she's just that total all-around MVP.
Yeah, great balance attack tonight offensively for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Ejim's 18 was followed by Claire O'Connor, who had a great first half, 8 points for her, and then 7 points for Bree Salenbein, 5 for Maud Hybens, and then 2 for Taylor Dalton, and then 3 points for Allie Turner. So if you're Coach Bradley Davis, she's held Allie Turner on 1 of 4 shooting in the first half. That's about the only good news that the Tigers defense had in that first half against Gonzaga.
That is about the only good news. You know, a lot of this year, Gonzaga has started different players at different times, and you can see that every player they come in off the bench, they're hungry, they want the ball, they want to score, and that's very obvious tonight.
Yeah, the ball movement, like we've commented on a couple of times, is very good, and they're getting pretty much any shot they want as a result against the Tigers defense with that ball movement and the cuts back door. For Pacific, it's just a tale of poor shooting. We touched on the numbers. I'm not sure if the graphic's been up yet, but Pacific 10 of 30 from the floor and 1 of 9 from downtown. They're led in scoring by Elliott, who has 6, but a very quiet first half. Only 2 of 4 from the floor for Liz Elliott. And Anaya James had 6 points as well to lead Pacific on the 3 of 8 shooting. But Liz Smith, 0 for 3, has not scored in this basketball game for Pacific. The Tigers are going to need all 3 of those players to step up big time in the second half.
Absolutely, and we've seen Liz Smith come out a little bit slower in a couple of games, and so don't count her out, right, Dawn? She will come back firing, trying to make those shots, and actually trying to go to the basket, draw those fouls, because she is a great free throw shooter.
5 points for Daria Nesterov off the Tigers bench. Jamie Kent had 4 for Pacific, and then Nia Lowry hit the other 2 in that first half. Rebounding-wise, also favored Gonzaga. They out-rebound the Tigers 24-11 in that first half, but 7 offensive rebounds, Celeste, for Gonzaga led to 16 second chance points, where Gonzaga was a plus 10 on the second chance points.
Right, and Tigers rebound that 16 points this game. You know, that would put Gonzaga up only by 5 points. So Tigers have got to do a better job blocking out the second half. Put that booty on someone, block them out.
Gonzaga uncharacteristically 9 turnovers in that first half. That led to 8 points for Pacific. Meanwhile, the Tigers, who have had troubles with the turnovers a lot this year, only had 6 against the Bulldogs defense, and that led to 8 points for Gonzaga off of those 6 Tiger turnovers. Points in the paint did favor Pacific, 14-12 in the first 20 minutes of action. That number is a little bit surprising to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I had to look at that twice because Ejim has just really done a great job shutting Elliott down, and there's also had that backside help defense every single time. So I was really surprised to see that number. I think it's a lot of, players cutting through in that key.
Yeah, Yvonne's been happy to step out and hit that mid-range a handful of times, especially in that second quarter tonight. And fast break points, only 2 for each squad in this one. Both benches getting quite involved in this game. Gonzaga has 14 points off of their bench. That's not unusual. 11 points off of Bradley Davis's bench. So both teams shuffling a lot of players, and both teams being productive off of the bench in that first half.
Right, Daria Nesterov has made a contribution with her 5 points coming off that bench, making defensive plays and, getting some baskets in.
Well, quick look. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the second half, and we'll look around the league before we tip it off. But we'll be back right after this short timeout on ESPN Plus. Quick look around the conference tonight. Earlier today, Washington State defeated Pepperdine in action down in Southern California. USF is at home tonight in a big game against Portland. We'll get you a score on that momentarily. The Tigers will open up the possession here, and Radoshai immediately gets called for an offensive foul, Celeste. So the Tigers turn it over on the first possession. Not a good way to start a second half.
No, I was a little surprised on that call because they've been letting them play pretty aggressively.
Washington State beat Pepperdine 57-49 in Malibu. Portland is at USF, and then LMU is at San Diego tonight, and Oregon State's over in the Bay Area against St. Mary's. See if we can get you some scores as second half unfolds. Claire O'Connor had a solid first half for the Bulldogs. That's a moving pick on O'Connor. She was not set. Well, we talk about that play a lot. Is it ball dribbler's fault there, not allowing the screener to get set, or is the screener late on getting set?
I think this time it was the screener was late getting set.
Yeah.
It's usually one or the other.
Elliott, Radoshai, Ward, James, and Smith for Pacific as Sydney Ward misses wide right. She's missed 2 of the 3-point shots this afternoon, or tonight I should say. Sydney only 17% from beyond the arc, but she's launched a couple of them here tonight. Tigers trailing by 21, a minute into the third quarter. That won't make Lisa Fortier happy. Just a silly turnover out on the perimeter without any defense of pressure. Gonzaga comes out with their starting 5. Taylor Dalton, Yvonne Ejim, Allie Turner, Esther Little, and Bree Salenbein. All right, here's Liz Smith. Mom Jennifer in the crowd tonight, all the way from Houston, Texas. Ball deflected off of Esther Little. Didn't it?
He did.
The ball deflected off a Little, and then James hit it. Well, they dismissed it. Well, it should not have been a back court violation. Right there, well, the officials missed it. Well, the Tigers get it back. Lucky break. It didn't cost Pacific, who trailed by 21 points. They need to be much more efficient here in the second half and shoot the ball better. Easier said than done against this tough Bulldog defense. Allowing 65 points a game are the Bulldogs this year.
Tigers doing a better job with that ball movement. Also looking for Liz Smith to open it up in the baseline.
Nia James with a tough shot. Doesn't draw iron. Dalton has it in transition, 1-on-3. Didn't stop her. She scores inside. Beautiful move after avoiding the Tiger defender, and then she settled in for the short bank shot.
Just tremendous discipline right there on that shot to wait that second, get them up in the air, and then shoot it.
Dalton from Auckland, New Zealand originally. Averaging 5 points a game, 3.7 rebounds a game, 2 assists per contest, and 25 minutes of action on average for Coach Fortier and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Nia James will come out, and that'll get Daria Nesteroff in to inbound here. 20-second shot clock reset. They're going to come down to Radoshai, who frees up against Salenbein, but then has her pocket pick by the talented freshman Allie Turner. Good defense there by the St. Louis native.
Yeah, smart play there, just doubling down on the post player.
2-on-1 on a beautiful Radoshai steal. All the way goes Nesteroff for the bucket. Daria Nesteroff makes it a 47-26 ball game. Tigers back down by 21. 23 a moment ago was their largest deficit of the ball game. Here's Ejim working on the right side. Drew some contact against Radoshai, or Elliott. Nothing called. Now the ball loose. It'll be tied up. Seven seconds on the shot clock as Gonzaga will remain.
Coach Davis wants a travel call.
Well, when you're on the floor like that, you cannot turn your body from being upright to downside there. It should have been a travel before the tie-up, but Tigers force Gonzaga into a missed shot. See if they can get back-to-back baskets as Nesterov goes against the bigger Gonzaga Bulldog, has a shot blocked out of bounds. Tigers retain with 22 seconds on the shot clock.
That's an easy block by Elgin too, just coming in the lane with Daria being shorter. She just has that reach to block that ball out.
Nesterov, give her credit. She is a tenacious competitor. Went aggressive against the bigger player there. Here's Radoshai. Works against Maud Hybens out there. Circus shot is converted high off the glass. I think they're going to get an and one here. Kathleen Cassidy with a call on Hybens. Beautiful move by Radoshai. Drew some contact off the hip. Not a lot of contact, but how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a ballerina move there.
Radoshai 65% this year at the stripe. Has a chance to make the and one and does. Radoshai with a big 3 points there, her first points of the ball game. Now an 18-point Gonzaga lead. We got Sydney Ward on Ejim here and Elliott on the Maud Hybens. Ooh, Betancourt bowls over Liz Elliott. We're going to get a blocking foul on Elliott. Liz went down backwards, hit her head on the floor, it looked like. That's what I was concerned about. Now she'll come out. Jamie Kent will come in. A little bit of frustration there for the Tigers senior center, Liz Elliott. What a move. Nice, strong, aggressive move by Hybens. Working left to right across the paint and scoring inside.
Yeah, she's having the best season of her career with career highs in points or rebounds. She's had 13 points per game for the last 3 games, so she's feeling it.
Turnover number 9 for Pacific. Gives the ball back to Gonzaga. 20-point advantage for the Bulldogs here. Liz Smith picks the pocket of Turner. She forced 6 turnovers on turnover up in Spokane 3.5 weeks ago, and now Liz Smith draws the foul, taking the ball strong to the rack. It'll be 2 free throws for the Tigers. Communications major Liz Smith. Beautiful move here by Liz. Easily had Hybens out of position. That's what she does so well, Celeste. 130 free throws on the year coming into play, and a lot of them on plays just like that where she knows the defender's out of position and draws the contact.
Right, and just goes 100 miles an hour to the basket to draw that foul.
Smith, number 1 in steals in the West Coast Conference, 2.6 steals per game. Her running mate in the backcourt, Anaya James, number 2 in conference in steals at 2.3 steals per ball game. They both have a chance to get over the 70 steal mark before this season is over, and that'll be the first time a tandem has done so in Pacific history. 1 out of 2 for Liz Smith. Had her first point of the ball game there a moment ago at the free throw line. 19-point deficit for the Tigers. Plenty of time. 5:05 to go, third quarter. Now a beautiful high-low down to Hybens from Esther Little, and Hybens goes down with a contact. It'll be a foul on the Tigers. Marina Radoshai is going to get the personal foul here.
Nice job with Little with that pass, really leading through 3 defensive players. She just had to open little window and hit Salamine right when she needed it most.
Hyben's at the line, will miss the first. It's her first time. I checked that. She's 3 of 4 at the free throw line before that one. Now 3 of 5. 1 out of 2 on that trip. She's got 8 points in the ball game. Gonzaga back up by 19 here. 49. Check it. 50 to 30. They changed the scoreboard just now, so it's a 20-point advantage again. Nia Lowry back in for Pacific. And Nia James. A little give and go there, and a foul on Gonzaga. See if it's a shooting foul here. Well, we'll check that out when we come back. We have the media timeout from Stockton. 4:47 remains in the third quarter. Gonzaga up by 20 over Pacific. You're watching ESPN+. Basketball fans, if you haven't checked out the all-new WCC Points in the Paint podcast with hosts Mary Murphy and Ann Schatz. A new episode drops each Wednesday featuring an in-depth analysis of WCC action with a guest from around the conference joining the show each week. You can find the latest WCC Points in the Paint podcast at youtube.com/WCC Hoops or wherever you get your favorite podcast. Be sure to tune in. Jamie Kent, 1 out of 2 there, makes it a 19-point Tiger deficit. Pressure in the backcourt by Sydney Ward and Nia Lowry. Daria Nastarov for Pacific. But Gonzaga breaks the midcourt line and then goes all the way to the rack. Boy, they've made the Tigers pay there, Celeste.
Right. Nia Lowry just got beat by Betancourt.
USF is up in that game against Portland up on the hilltop in the city, 52-48, late third quarter. How about the USF Dons, Celeste? They beat Gonzaga up in Spokane to win both games in that series, and now with a 4-point lead over the tied for first place Portland Pilots right now.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job, having an amazing run.
There's a triple by Pacific to make it 52-34. Nestorov has had quite the ball game off the bench for Pacific. She now leads the Tigers in scoring with 10 points after that triple.
We always talk about Nestorov because she didn't play a lot in the beginning of the season. She just kept earning the trust and more time, and she's been a very key player on this team.
Ball deflects off of the Tigers. It'll remain with Gonzaga. 20 seconds on the shot clock reset with 3:41 remaining. Here in the third quarter, Gonzaga led after one, 21-12, and then led 45-24 at intermission. Tigers have outscored Gonzaga to this point in the third quarter, 8-7. Von Ejim back out now for Gonzaga on the court. Taylor Dalton, Maud Hybens as well. Bree Salenbein, and Ines Betancourt. Beautiful shot. How about that? Circus shot by Betancourt.
That was a beauty.
Wow. Tigers tried to, I think it was Nestorov, tried to poke it away from behind after getting beat. And Betancourt, kind of globetrotter style there, showboated a beautiful shot. Nestorov can't match that. Airballs it, and Smith had an offensive rebound. Probably should have come down with that ball and then just got her feet set and went right back up. But instead, at midair, she tried to complete that.
Yeah, sometimes it's so hard to do as a player just to really set and then go back up. But if you do every time, usually you're going to put it in.
Nestorov too strong as Anaya James with a beautiful pass out on the right wing. But Anaya's got to be aggressive there and just take the ball to the rack, doesn't she?
Yes. You know, when she is aggressive and she plays offense, the team rallies around her. And, you know, she hasn't been as aggressive in the last couple of games. And so this team really thrives off of that and really needs her to have that offensive presence.
Tigers just look out of sorts offensively tonight, don't they, in the half court especially?
Yeah, they do. They've just been so used to that high-low, being able to go into Liz Elliott, and when Liz Elliott's been shut down, it's kind of like they don't know what to do and how to move that offense.
Salenbein finds Hybens for the three. That's too strong. Good rebound. Oh, Smith had it, but it was poked away by Dalton. Good hands by Taylor Dalton to poke it away and retain possession. Now she gets another rebound, and Nesterov bodies her up for a foul here. Daria Nesterov, second personal. Fourth team foul on the Tigers. 1:45 remains. Third quarter. The Tigers still finding themselves down big time here, Celeste. They just cannot go on a run offensively and get any sort of offense going consistently tonight.
No, they haven't been able to. And then, on this end, when you have Dalton going for that second shot, that third shot, and putting them in, and the Tigers not being able to score, just gets them more and more in a deficit.
Air ball by Salenbein out on the three-point line, but Ejim cleans up the mess inside to save Gonzaga on that possession and makes it a 56-34. What do we got here? Get some shoving and pushing and down low away from the basketball. Yvonne Ejim's going to get whistled for the personal foul. She's having a tug of war down low with Elliott in the paint. And that'll put Gonzaga in the penalty here, so it'll be free throws for Pacific. Liz Elliott. Elliott, the number 9 scorer in conference with her 14 points a game. Number 9 rebounder at 7 rebounds a contest. She had 19 in the first matchup back on February 1st up in Spokane. She was a perfect 9 of 9, Celeste, from the floor. Makes you wonder if Yvonne Ejim's had this date circled defensively to go with that matchup tonight.
Exactly. She's like, I am going to shut her down.
Elliott with 7 points now after that free throw. Tigers remain down by big time 20 points here. Salenbein whips a pass from way up top. It was nowhere to be found. Ejim wants a deflection. She's not going to get it. So turnover number 16. Boy, one thing that Coach Fortier won't be happy about tonight are the unforced errors, especially 16 turnovers tonight. Gonzaga averaging 17.5 turnovers a game this year, unlike them.
Yeah, and some of them have been really careless, so I think she's going to have a discussion like you said.
Liz Smith gets bailed out on a foul call here as she was having trouble finding Nia Lowry, who was zigzagging there. So Smith's going to shoot free throws as a result of Gonzaga being in the penalty with 48.4 ticks left in the third quarter. So Gonzaga entering play tonight tied with Portland in that top spot in the conference. Portland, as I mentioned, losing by 3 at the moment. Both teams are 15-3 coming into play tonight. How about that, boy? The tournament next week in Las Vegas starting Thursday is going to be a fun one on both sides. The women's side and the men's side is going to be some great ball games. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're going to have a good time over there, Don.
Absolutely. That's a lot of basketball. The Tigers missed the free throw, got 1 out of 2. It's 19-point deficit. Smith now has 2 points. She's 2 of 4 at the line. As the Tigers get a stop here, shot clock off. They'll try and convert on the last shot of the quarter. Glazier, though, is going to fire right away, and too strong. 17 feet away. It went about 18.5. Ejim travels up top. 17th turnover on Gonzaga. Esther Little will come in. Salenbein will get a breather. Cristabel Osorobo checks in, a freshman from Spain in this last possession. 3-2, Nesterov's going to have to launch. She does pull up, can't get it to go, and that is the way the third quarter ends tonight from Stockton. It is Gonzaga 56, Pacific 37 as we make our way to the fourth quarter. We'll take the break on ESPN+. Don Gubbins and Celeste Gehring back here in Stockton as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Celeste, the Tigers, the good news is they knocked 2 points off that halftime deficit, outscoring Gonzaga 13-11 in that third quarter. The problem is you're still down by 19 as you enter the last 10 minutes.
And they've been capitalizing more on their turnovers. They got 4 points this last quarter in turnovers.
Gonzaga shooting 50% from the floor in the basketball game as Smith fires from three, no good. Glazier puts it back up and in.
Nice job there by Glazier, getting that rebound, going back up strong.
Perfect position off the weak side there. Lauren Glazier gets her first points of the ball game. Good to see her contributing offensively for Pacific. 17-point deficit though. Allie Turner off the right angle. McKinley Dalen is out there for Gonzaga here, off the bench for the first time in this one. Turnover, Gonzaga.
Great defensive series by the Tigers. You saw Liz Smith almost poke it away, and they just really round that shot clock out.
Nia Lowry out there for Pacific with Radoshai. Entry pass by Lowry, not a good one. Radoshai's got to keep her defender on the backside there, doesn't she, Celeste?
She really does. If you see any arms or limbs in that lane, do not pass that ball.
Turnover, Pacific is their 10th of the ball game. Eight seconds to get a shot off here for Gonzaga. 8:38 remains in the basketball game. Over at the Hilltop in San Francisco, the Dons continue to lead over Portland, 56-52. 7:09 remain in that basketball game, and it's quite possible, Celeste, if Gonzaga hangs on and defeats Pacific tonight, Portland goes down to defeat. It would be Gonzaga with a one-game lead going into the final game on Saturday for the conference title.
Right in time for tourney time.
O'Connor airballs it right at the shot clock reset. Tigers shot clock reset off that air ball. They're going to put 3 seconds on the shot clock here, it looks like. So Ejim coming in. Guess where they're going to go with the basketball here, Celeste, with 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
I have one guess and one guess only. What do you think?
Well, they force her into a tough baseline shot, but the Tigers do a good job making her miss the shot, but then they can't get the defensive rebound. And how often has that happened in this season for the Tigers?
Yeah, a lot. And Ejim, you know, was really congested for that pass to her, so it was an amazing catch that she caught that.
So now you got to play 20 more seconds of defense. Betancourt's been sensational tonight off the bench. The little 5'9" junior guard, how about her? She drains that shot. It's 59-39 Gonzaga.
Yeah, and you know, she's been in and out of the starting lineup this year. She was transferred from UConn, and she's been in the double figures 6 times, so playing very well tonight.
9 points in the basketball game for Betancourt. São Miguel, Portugal. Beautiful hands there defensively, got the poke away, but it went right to Glazier, who finishes it. Good heads-up play by Lauren Glazier after Betancourt got her hand in to knock it away temporarily. 59-41, Tigers trail by 18, 7.5 to go. The Portland Pilots will invade the Spano Center Saturday in the finale of the 24-25 campaign here at home. 1 o'clock tip against the Pilots. It's the Tigers and Portland Saturday, 1 o'clock. Hope to have you with us along ESPN Plus. It'll be senior day as well. So a lot going on Saturday here inside the Spano Center. The men will play as well at home for Pacific. They'll take on Santa Clara at 5 o'clock. also along the ESPN Plus networks. High-low action down to Ejim. Not a good pass there by Hyben, so not enough air under that ball.
I'm surprised to see her try to force that one in because they've just had such great ball movement the first half, and now they kind of seem zoned into trying to force that pass in.
Gonzaga's offense has not looked anywhere near like it did in the first half. Am I correct, Celeste, in your observation?
I agree with you. The Tigers have done a better job defensively, really shutting down some of those passing lanes.
Radoshai, against 3 defenders, somehow draws the contact and the foul call, so she's going to get a couple of tosses here at the line. For Pacific, it'll be free throws 14 and 15 of the evening. They have hit 9 of their first 13 at the line, 69%. Gonzaga, 9 of 11 at the charity stripe tonight for 82%. Radoshai now 2 of 2 at the line this evening. Tigers trail by 17. Make it 16, so quietly they've got it down to the lowest spot in some time here, 16 points, Celeste.
Yeah, they're cutting down that lead.
Timeout, Lisa 48, 30-second timeout. It's going to turn into the media, so we will take the break as well. 6:45 remaining here tonight from Stockton. Gonzaga up 59-43 over Pacific on ESPN+. .645 remaining in the basketball game. Gonzaga up by 16. They'll have possession. Sideline, far sideline, out of bounds as play resumes here from Northern California tonight. So nice to have you with us along ESPN Plus for this one. Here's Ejim. That was a weird looking shot. Not sure if it was partially blocked by Pacific. Goes out of bounds off of Gonzaga and Celeste. The Tigers can cut it to 14 with a 2, 13 with a triple here.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job clawing their way back on defense, getting some of those shots to fall.
Nia Lowry on the far perimeter now on near side. Sydney Ward back in with the left hand. She can't connect. Tigers got a good look at it there, but Ward, who has 1 point in this basketball game, 1 of 2 shooting at the free throw line, 0 for 3 now. That was her first field goal attempt after missing 2 triples earlier. Tough break for the Tigers. That one rolled out. Dalton has a shot deflected, but too much of the arm as well. It's going to be a foul on the Tigers. Well, Marina Radoshai against Celeste, when she goes up to block the shot, she takes such an aggressive hack at that swipe of that right arm and just seems to easily draw the whistle there.
Right, it's just that movement that the ref sees every single time. She just needs to keep her hands straight up as much as she can.
So Dalton has her 5th point in the basketball game. She's in her graduate year this year, averaging 5 points a game, 3.7 rebounds, 27 minutes a game. She converts on both as she's a 55% free throw shooter entering play. Hard to believe that number, but she got both there. Now it's back up to 18. So the Tigers missed their opportunity to cut it to 14 a moment ago, and now it's back up to 18. Ejim's going to get called for a hand check foul down low, I believe, here by Benny Luna. Yeah. It is.
And Lauren Glazer doing a good job using her length of her body and extending from her torso, raising that right hand, trying to get that ball in and drawing that foul.
Nobody in any foul trouble in this basketball game. That was Yvonne's second personal. Glazer misfires off the back iron, and then Anaya James is well, Lori Fortier not happy with Benny Luna on that call. James got the benefit of that call there. And now a foul on Esther Little, contesting that shot too aggressively. So Coach Fortier was saying they teach that checkout, they call that play. I guess it's a modified box out. It wasn't really a box out, but they call it a checkout, she says. They teach that. But Benny Luna said, well, you can teach it all you want, but it's a foul.
Exactly. I like the name, though, checkout.
We'll have to find out more about that technique. I don't know that one myself.
I never learned that one either.
So 5:36 remaining. What do we got here? They're going to look at something here. 5:36 remaining, and Nia Lowry was going to shoot 2 free throws. All right, they're going to check on who committed that personal foul. Benny Luna over to talk to us. So they're going to check, make sure the foul was reported correctly. So we have a break in the action. We'll take the break, Michael, with 5:36 remaining in the ball game. Gonzaga up by 18 on ESPN+. All right, Don Gubbins, Celeste Gehring back inside the Spanos Center in Stockton. 61-43 Gonzaga. They looked at that video review just to make sure the foul is going to be charged to Esther Little, who wears number 0 there, Celeste. So her third personal foul officially. It becomes the Gonzaga Bulldog 4th team foul. And with 5:36 yet remaining, plenty of time for the Tigers still to somehow claw back into this basketball game. And maybe they can get to the free throw line and score some points with the shot, with the game clock off here. One way to come from behind, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we saw a few minutes ago they clawed within 14. They can keep doing this. Plenty of time still in this game.
Lowry does not execute, however. Her first free throw attempt tonight. She'll get a second one as well. Nia only 33% this year at the stripe. Wow. So the Tigers have a chance to cut it to 16. They failed to do so as both free throws missed. So Gonzaga on offense here. Salenbein against Nia Lowry. He's going to get a pick from Yvonne Ejim. Now Gonzaga with 5 seconds to shoot. Betancourt has all of the answers tonight, doesn't she?
She does. I hope she called that bank before she shot that.
Holy moly, what a shot. Everything going right for her. 11 points now. Glazier pops out from about 13 feet away, straight on. Nesterov out there with Ward, James, Lowry, and Glazier. Interesting lineup for the Tigers right now. Guess Coach Bradley Davis may be trying to save Elliott and Smith a little bit for Saturday at this juncture, although Smith's going to check in now.
Yeah, especially too, you have a lot of speed out there. Try to get that lead cut down.
This is going to be the 5th team foul on the Tigers, just a silly foul on Anaya James. So both teams will be in the penalty the rest of this 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Ward will come out, Anaya will come out, and I think that's exactly what Coach Davis is doing, is thinking about Saturday already at this juncture. 1:48 remains up in San Francisco. The Dons holding on to a 3-point lead over Portland. Mentioned Portland entering play at 15-3 tonight. Tied with these Gonzaga Bulldogs for that number 1 position in conference as we play the last 2 conference games tonight and again Saturday. Nesterov has it go right through her hands. That's a case where she just started looking the other way to see what she was going to go with that pass, Celeste, and didn't catch it first as a result.
Yep, needed that ball first.
Tigers 31% shooting tonight from the floor, 15% from beyond the arc. Gonzaga 49% shooting from the floor and 37.5% from downtown, right about at their season average. Mentioned they lead the conference
3-point shooting, percentage-wise, entering play tonight. Elliott gets the rebound and a silly foul in the backcourt by Gonzaga. It's going to put Elliott at the line for 2 free throws here.
Dalton had such a nice little pass there to Esther Little, and it's a frustration foul right there.
Elliott at the line. She has the first free throw. Liz tonight now with 9 points in the ball game. She's a perfect 5 of 5 at the charity stripe. So Elliott doing a good job. She was at 65% entering play tonight at the line. 6 of 6 at the line. She's got double figures now, 10 points. Her and Daria Nestoroff both with 10 to lead the Tigers in scoring. Yvonne Ejim leads all scorers with 20 points in this basketball game. Is going all the way to the rack is O'Connor, but then loses it late. Tigers have it. 3:45 to go, trailing by 19. There's a Nestoroff three, short. Off the weak side, the ball loose on the floor and tied up. It'll be jump ball. Possession 2, Gonzaga here.
Scramble between the two teams here on this replay.
Tigers throw some pressure in the backcourt. Now they back it off as Yvonne Ejim breaks the timeline, and Gonzaga gets the motion offense against the player-to-player defense here with 3:20 to go in the basketball game. All Gonzaga tonight, Celeste, hasn't it? The Tigers really never led in this basketball game.
Right, it has been really a great team effort there by Gonzaga, really moving that ball like we talked about and scoring. We've seen Ejim be a little bit quieter the second half, though. She was pretty dominant the first half. Not been as dominant the second half.
Elliott with a frustration hack there, made sure Hybens was not going to get an and one. She's going to make her earn them at the stripe. A very aggressive foul there with a big swing at the arm of Hybens. So 2 free throws for the Netherlands native, Maud Hybens. She's now 5 of 7 at the stripe tonight. Go with 7 rebounds and 9 points in the ballgame. She's kind of the unspoken enforcer down low with Ejim stepping outside a lot. Hybens forced to rebound down low, Celeste. And what a luxury she's with that 6'3" frame of hers for Coach Fortier and the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's nice when you have those 6-footers frames in there, rebounding, getting those second-point shots.
Smith, tough shot, got it to go, and that's her first field goal of the night. Liz Smith, a tough turnaround shot there. Nicely done for Liz. She was 0 for 5 before then. Now has 4 points in the ballgame. Tigers back within 19, but only 2.5 to go in this one. Ivan steps out for a mid-range, no good, and Dalton with a loose ball rebound. Good action by the Gonzaga Bulldogs to pursue that offensive rebound there off the missed shot. Nestoroff too aggressive, coming over to double team. Draws the personal foul. Her 4th personal foul. Tigers remain in the penalty, so Ejim will get 2 free throws here. James back in for Pacific. Nestoroff will take the breather.
Dalton doing a good job getting those rebounds to keep these plays alive. She's got 9 rebounds right now. She's getting those board hard.
1 out of 2 for Ejim. She's right at her average, Celeste, 21 points. You say, whoa, what a solid ball game, but then you realize that's her average. Wow.
Just a phenomenal player. Just so much fun to watch tonight.
She is fun to watch. She's on all kinds of mid-year watch lists as well, and well-deserved to do so. The Tigers draw the foul and get a couple of more free throws here. It's going to be Jamie Kent, who's working hard down low. Drew the triple team there, did a nice job just to get that shot off, as you see the reach-in foul on Gonzaga.
And she's improved on that shot all throughout this year, where she's gotten that rebound and she's been on that block and taking it up strong every time.
Kent, 3 rebounds tonight, 5 points in the basketball game. Gets 1 out of 2 on that trip, so it's a 67-47 lead for, check it, 67-48 lead, 19 points again for Gonzaga. Traveling violation, much to the surprise of Mach Heibens.
And that's just good defense by the Tigers, really just getting in those passing lanes, moving their feet, doing that great footwork to cut off those passes.
If the Tigers could maybe get a 3 just to get some momentum going from downtown before Saturday. Glazer, nicely done off the window, fading away. She's off balance, tough shot, but got it to go. Good assist there by Nia Lowry, hit her perfectly with that bounce pass. Glazer, that's a bright spot for the Tigers, Celeste. Lauren with 6 points, all in the second half here.
Yeah, it's nice to have her back.
Not sure whose basketball. The outside official now says it was deflected by Pacific. So the Bulldogs retain possession, 12 seconds on the clock. That time the Tigers do get the steal off the bad pass of Gonzaga. Smith fires to Lowry, has a look at a 3, got it. In the right corner in front of the Tigers bench. It's a 14-point Gonzaga lead. Lowry checked at Lisa Fortier wants the timeout. She wants to advance the basketball and get a couple of subs in here, I believe. Is nice assist by Liz Smith. And inside of a minute to go, Celeste, and the Tigers drawn a little bit closer, but just Gonzaga too strong tonight. Excellent first half, scoring 45 points. Really created the separation in this one with the Tigers' offense struggling tonight.
Yeah, Tigers, like we talked about earlier in the game, need to come out. It's their home court. They need to come out strong, physical, set that tone, send that message like you said, and really defend that home court. And hopefully they'll be doing this on Saturday.
So the Portland Pilots, 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon in the finale here inside the Spano Center in Stockton on Saturday afternoon, senior day for the women's basketball program. The Tigers will honor outgoing seniors Liz Elliott, Anaya James, and graduate student Liz Smith. All 3 have had stellar careers at this university.
They have. It's going to be so much fun to watch them.
Osolorobo to the basket, can't get the shot to go, and the Tigers fail to get the rebound, and Heibens puts it back up and in for 2. James for 3, got it.
Nice.
Maybe just a little bit of confidence on that shot for Saturday, right? Anaya finally pulled up from 3. I believe that's her second. That's actually her 3rd shot attempt tonight from beyond the arc. She got 1 out of 3 in a 30-second timeout here, but 69-56, Celeste. It's a 13-point ball game. And if you're Bradley Davis, quick turnaround to get ready for the tough Portland Pilots on Saturday, but just a little bit of run here in the fourth quarter is going to help with a little bit of momentum going into Saturday's contest.
Yeah, I remember being down like this in other games that I played, and the Tigers have never given up. They've always gone out there, fight, and we've seen that fight and that spirit in them the late fourth quarter and continuing on. Hopefully we'll see that again on Saturday.
Allie Turner, who's had a very quiet night tonight. 1 out of 5 from the floor. Tigers don't want to foul here. It's about an 8-second differential. Tigers just trying to play good defense without fouling. Gonzaga just trying to use the clock. Turner's got an open look at the three from the left corner, and just when I said she was 1 of 5, Celeste, she drains her second triple of the ball game. And the Tigers now will run it out as Liz Smith launches from 22 feet away. It's short, and that's the way this ball game is going to end tonight. It'll be the Gonzaga Bulldogs victorious over the Pacific Tigers, 72-56. And with the win, the Gonzaga Bulldogs improved to 21-9 overall, 16-3 in WCC play, while the Tigers will fall to 13-16 on the year, and now 9-10 in conference play. They'll fall below 500 as they go into Saturday's finale. Too much Bulldogs here tonight, Celeste, and Tigers nearly never got anything going.
No, Bulldogs do such a great job, like we said, passing the ball, getting on defense, playing aggressive on both ends of the floor.
All right, Celeste, let's take a break, and then we'll come back and look at the final numbers quickly after this timeout. The victorious Bulldogs. We'll be right back on ESPN+. All right, Don Gibbons with Celeste Gehring. Welcome back into the Spano Center as the Gonzaga Bulldogs come in into Stockton and just contain Pacific all the way around, control this basketball game from start to finish, end up winning by 16. Yvonne Ejim, 21 points to lead the way, 12 for Maud Hybens, and Betancourt had 11 off the bench, but great all-around scoring for Gonzaga. The Tigers only shoot 34.5% from the floor, Celeste. 4 of 17 from beyond the arc. The Tigers 23.5%. You just have to shoot much better against Gonzaga if you want to even be competitive with this basketball team.
Yeah, Tigers just could not get any of their shots to fall. They didn't get a lot of good looks. There were a lot of rush shots tonight.
Gonzaga ends up shooting 48% after they were in the mid 50% in that first half. They played terrific in that first half, got pretty much any shot they wanted, but end up 25 of 52 overall, 48% there. And then from downtown, they shot 7 of 17 from the three-point line, 41%. A little bit better than their terrific 37.5% or so average entering play. But Pacific played better in the second half, but you just can't get down by 23 or so points at halftime against this solid Gonzaga team.
Yeah, we saw the Tigers. They were hungry in the second half, trying to make some plays, trying to cut that lead. But like you said, it was just too far gone at that point.
For Pacific, they're led in scoring by Nesterov's 10 points off of the bench. Elliott ends up with 10 as well. 6 of those came at the free throw line, however, for the Tigers. 9 for Anaya James. She had a quiet game, only 4 of 10 from the floor. But Liz Smith, 1 of 7, Celeste, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, 1 of 7 from the floor. Did grab 5 rebounds, had 3 assists, but how many points Smith ends up with? Just the 3 points, I believe it was. Yes, 4 points for Liz Smith. So she's going to have to come out more aggressively offensively on Saturday if the Tigers want to have a chance against Portland.
Yeah, she had such a great game last game against LMU. So not sure what happened with her shot, if she just felt rushed or she just felt off tonight. But, you know, look at Liz. She'll come back on Saturday and she'll be ready to roll. Yeah,
it's going to be senior day on Saturday. They'll have to get some quick rest. Rebounds, 45 for Gonzaga. Only 23 rebounds for Pacific. They did not do a good job tonight, did the Tigers. 15 offensive rebounds, Celeste, for Gonzaga. Led to 26 second chance points. And the Tigers are going to have to clean that up in a hurry.
Yeah, they just really need to locate a body, especially, you know, just not the bigs, everybody on the court, because some of those long rebounds were, you know, snatched up by Gonzaga and put back.
Yeah, they seem to be a step quicker than the Tigers tonight, especially going for those loose balls and the rebounds, to your point. So Pacific got 10 offensive rebounds, only 13 defensive rebounds for Pacific of their 23.
Those are just bizarre numbers. Turnover-wise, the Tigers did a nice job. They forced 22 turnovers on Gonzaga, which led to 19 Tiger points. Pacific actually one of the few columns they won statistically tonight. They were a +8 were the Tigers in the points off of turnovers. And then if you look at points in the paint, the Gonzaga Bulldogs were a +4, 26-22 in this basketball game. We touched on the second chance points, and then a lot of bench points tonight. 31-27 advantage for Gonzaga. So the Tigers get 27, almost half of their points tonight off of the bench. That's not something we've seen all year by any means.
No, and Lisa Fortier, such a great coach. You know, she has everybody coming in and out, different starters all the time. And I think just that's part of the strategy is get those players in, hungry, and ready to earn those starting positions.
Yeah, good job by the Bulldogs tonight. So they improved to 16-3. That game at San Francisco is tied up 67 apiece. 2 seconds left in regulation up on the hilltop. So that'll be fun to see how that ends up. Gonzaga could be in first place all alone tonight going into final game on Saturday afternoon. It'll be Portland here Saturday against the Tigers. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs will head over to Santa Clara and take on the Broncos at 2 o'clock. I believe that game is on Saturday afternoon to try and possibly close out the WCC title, regular season title game on Saturday. So, well, the good news for Pacific, they win both the third and fourth quarters, 13-11 and 19-16. The bad news is the Tigers lose by 16 after being down by big, 21 points at halftime. 72-56 Gonzaga. Any last-minute thoughts, Celeste, before we sign out?
I just think Tigers are going to come Saturday hungry, ready to win, and give it everything they have and really own that. Take it personal on this loss and get out there and get after it.
All right. Well, they'll need to do that. Get some momentum going into the tournament in Vegas the following week. All right, for Celeste Gary and I'm Don Gubbins. Once again, we want to thank Michael January and his terrific crew inside the arena. And thank Tyler Zobby, our sports information specialist next to us, feeding us stats as we go along and prepare for this ball game. And thanks for all of you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you Saturday afternoon. It'll be a 1 o'clock tip right here on ESPN Plus, the Tigers and the Portland Pilots, for my partner Celeste Gearing. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. For now, have a great evening, everyone.